Isaiah chapter 49, verse 24, there is a question that is asked. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or shall the lawful captive be delivered? Now, that's one question that is rendered in two different ways, because the prophet perceived that we would not be able to interpret the full meaning of that question by the first rendering. So he decided to render it again in another form to capture a more explanatory perspective. Now, the first rendering is, shall the prey be taken from the mighty? So there are two entities in the first rendering, the prey and that entity called the mighty. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty? And if you go by the first rendering, you might conceive the fact that the entity that is referred to as mighty is so referred because of brute strength and capacity. And in order for him to deliver us from that interpretation, which may not be the case, he decided to render that same question again in another form. And this time he says, shall they, because you see we have an or there, so you take one of the renderings that suits your understanding. So it's the same question rendered in two different ways. Or the lawful captive delivered. Now in the second rendering, he only defined the state of the one that is a victim of the mighty. The state of the one that is a victim of the mighty is a state of lawful captivity. So he gives us an idea of who this mighty fellow is. This mighty fellow is an individual. So the might is not strength, brute strength as it were, but the might is that he is such a personality that brings people into captivity according to legal bondages. I don't know if you've ever seen anyone that is a product of legal captivity in prison. The people that witnessed the case that sent him to prison, maybe 5 people in court. But the fact that a very grievous minority were the ones present in the case doesn't affect the sentence. So this mighty one, by substitution therefore, is a being that brings people into captivity by legal means. Now, you will notice, especially in the book of Ezekiel, when God was asking the prophet, shall these bones live again? The prophet had to repackage the question and send back to God, because he didn't seem to have sufficient experience to bring an answer to that question.